Hey guys, welcome to Division. Alright, let's jump straight into an example. If we have 8 apples in a room and 2 kids, we want to give out those apples evenly to the kids. Well, the way we write this is we have 8 and we are dividing it or splitting it up amongst 2 kids. Well, just by eyeballing that, you say, hey, if you break that into groups of 4, each kid gets 4 apples. And you can actually do this backwards. You could say, well, we have 4 apples per kid times 2 kids. 4 times 2 is 8. And you know you did your example perfectly. That's division. Now that's a very simple example. Let's take a little more complicated example. So let's say in our room we have 66 apples and 3 kids. Complete chaos. Apples all over the place and 3 kids just going wild. Well, you can't eyeball this. It's just a mob scene. So let's write it out in an easier way to deal with. We have 66 apples. We're going to draw this funky shape, which is really useful. And we're going to split these 66 apples up by 3 kids. Now, thanks to the base 10 number system, we can do this in a really simple way. Just eyeballing this, you're like, what on earth? I can't solve that. But remember the base 10 system. Let's deal with suitcases first. So, we have 6 suitcases and 3 kids. Well, that's easy. Let's give each kid 2 suitcases. Right? Well, let's double check. So we have 2 suitcases, 3 kids. 2 times 3 means we gave out 6 suitcases. We started with 6 suitcases, minus we gave out 6 suitcases. We now have 0 suitcases left over. That's perfect. That was a great split. Well, now let's deal with the actual apples we have left. I'm going to bring this 6 down to here because I don't want to see these suitcases anymore. I just took care of them, and I just want to take care right now of apples. Okay, so now we're only talking about apples. Well, we have 6 apples and 3 kids. Once again, a beautiful split of 2. And let's double check. 2 apples for each of the 3 kids. 2 times 3. We gave out 6 apples. We started with 6 apples. There are no apples remaining. If you have a 0 on the bottom of your example, that means you did a perfect split, 22. And by giving out each of the 3 kids 22 apples, you will have none left and every kid will be happy. Let's do a slightly more complicated example. Let's say we have 4 kids, but we have 120 apples. Well, goodness. Okay. So first of all, let's look at the cars. Okay? There's 1 car. How many cars can you give each of the 4 kids? 0. You can't do it because it's 1 car and there are 4 kids. So there's a 0 here. It just can't be done. 0 times 4, you gave out 0 cars. If you subtract, you'll be unhappy to know that you still have a car left over. You have not dealt with it. All right, so let's do this. Let's bring down the suitcases. And instead of in terms of cars, let's just think of it in terms of suitcases. We have 12 suitcases. Okay? And 4 kids. Well, if we give each kid 3 suitcases, let's see what would happen. 3 suitcases that we gave out times the 4 kids is 12. So we started with 12 suitcases. We gave away 12 suitcases. We have 0 suitcases left over. Awesome. This is great. Well, now let's deal with actual apples. Let's bring this down. We have 0 apples left. So how many apples do you give each kid? 0. And just to double check, we gave out 0 apples to all the kids. 0 times 4 is 0. We subtract nothing from nothing. Of course we have 0, and we're done. This is great. There's none left over, which means we gave out 30 apples to each kid, or just 3 suitcases exactly to each kid. This is division. It's really sweet when you have the base 10 number system and you can do it step by step.